Hello and welcome to Instablogs Global Report. This is Kusmani with fresh updates and more citizen voices from all over the world. Stories for the day are: Institutional Revolutionary Party wins majority in the lower house of Congress in Mexico. M2M chief Al-Hafiz demands recovery of government assets from corrupt officials. Debate rages in Kenya over issue of celibacy for Catholic priests. And Iraq imposes ban on school children visiting grave of former President Saddam Hussein. The Institutional Revolutionary Party of Mexico has won a landslide nationwide victory in midterm elections. In addition to a win in the Congress, the party led leads in 5 of the 6 governorships, including 2 states that had been securely under the control of the Conservative Party, headed by President Calderon. A figure from Mexico says that the outcome will make it harder for Calderon to steer his legislative agenda.
The PRI came up short in an outright majority in the lower house of Congress, known as the Chamber of Deputies, but it should be able to command the legislative agenda by joining hands with smaller parties. The outcome will make it harder for Calderon to steer his legislative agenda, which includes proposed tax reforms and crime-fighting laws during his 3 remaining years as president. The PAN has most seats in the Senate, but not a majority. Overall, results appear to reflect public disenchantment with the country's political direction. More than half of the 78 million registered voters stayed home. 1 in 20 ballots were deemed invalid, a sign that a protest campaign had succeeded in persuading many unhappy voters to deface their ballots.
Muhajir Qawmi Movement chief Al-Hafiz has appealed for recovery of assets from corrupt officials who got those written off by underhand methods. CJ Karim Khan says the lack of accountability on behalf of the government has been the main reason of unceasing nationwide corruption in many government departments.
This is CJ Karim Khan from Peshawar in Pakistan. The appeal of the MKM chief Al-Hafiz to recover government assets from corrupt officials who got those written off by underhand methods is indeed the rightful demand that every Pakistani should make of the government. In the recent war against terror, the government of Pakistan has closed its eyes over the corruption in various departments of the public sector. This has resulted in a loss worth dozens of billions of rupees to Pakistan's economy. The lack of accountability on behalf of the government has been the main reason of unceasing nationwide corruption in many government departments. Even the latest power crisis in the country has been attributed more than once to corruption in the energy sector. But other sectors like defense, health, education, revenue, taxation, police and other forms of civil services are teeming with corruption due to lack of any strict accountability procedures.
Debate over whether Catholic priests should be allowed to marry or not is gaining shape in following a recent ordination of a married priest to a bishop. CJ Bangui questions the continuation of celibacy for Catholic priests, with rising incidents of priests secretly indulging in sexual escapades.
This is Rose Wangoi, a citizen journalist from Kenya, reporting on Instablogs. The debate over whether Catholic priests should be allowed to marry is gaining some shape in Kenya following a recent ordination of a married priest to a bishop. This could be one of the many who have been going against the rules secretly, but this is an issue worth some hot debate. I bet not many would take this as shocking news, since it is widely known that priests have been secretly seeing women and those with enough guts also indulge in sexual escapades with the more than willing nuns. Recently, a priest was forced to abandon his pulpit job by the congregation after impregnating a nun who was also of course expelled from her respective convent. The two decided to marry and lived happily ever after.
Iraq has banned school children from visiting the grave of former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. CJ Wada Buzurek says the move attempts to silence people's respect towards someone who led the country for a very long time, regardless of the controversial opinions over how he led the country.
This is Wada Buzurek, reporting for the Instablogs from Jordan. Iraq banning school children from visiting the grave of the former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. The new fat ban was released after a videotape captured schoolgirls singing praises for Saddam at his grave. This comes as another childish reaction from the Iraqi government towards the former Iraqi government, which attempts to silence people's voices of respect to someone who led their country for a very long time, regardless of the controversial opinions of how he led the country all that time, while totally ignoring the fact that the bloodshed that happened in Iraq after Saddam's age was much more than that during his whole life as a leader.
If you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your choice. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's all for today's show. We'll be back with fresh updates and more citizen voices. Till then, it's goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.